I wholeheartedly believe Dr. Stone is one of the, if not the most slept on anime shows of all time. I mean, like deadass. Its final season started airing around the same time I had to lock in for my exams. I graciously failed, but that is not the point. How is this show nearing towards its end and it's still not getting the hype it deserves? Me not being able to watch it weekly had me praying for it to not to get spoiled, but normally, somehow, some way, spoilers always leak through. Fortunately for me, Dr. Stone's fanbase is absolutely devoid of life. Enough of that, you know the drill. First episode of the new season, let's get into the chicken and watermelon. Let's go! At the end of the last season, Senku and Tsukasa accidentally found out that with the power of the Medusa, humanity is walking towards the path of immortality. Chrome overhears this and gets excited because that means Kaseki does not have to die of old age. But this absolute simpleton does not realize the gravity of immortality. I mean, like, just imagine humanity gained immortality back in the day. Napoleon would have conquered the whole globe. Just imagine if Mbappe got his hands on it. He'd become absolute dictator over the world of football. They begin working towards building the rocket with the whole gang. Francois displays some excellent cutting skills, defying the limitations of gravity. They revive a bunch of Zeno's crew, except Stanley, of course, because that guy was a maniac.
I'm sipping on promethazine, with lean I fell in love. I fell in love, with lean I fell in love, sipping on promethazine.
But I do want to take the opportunity to question what Dr. Zeno and Stanley have going on, because I don't know, this scene, it seemed a bit off to me, I don't know. Anyway, Senku and Zeno form two separate groups, where Senku rebuilds the Perseus and Zeno builds the rocket engine. This pair is like light and darkness, sun and moon. Yo, pause.
What do you mean by that?
Peace and war, a perfect equilibrium, rather elegant. Chelsea points out one tiny problem that they are now facing, which is that there is no fuel for the Perseus. However, Senku of course already had something diabolical in mind, which you might be able to guess if you're smart like that, but it's food waste. It gets even better because they're heating it. Imagine the stench. You might as well call that the area of India. I'm just joking, it's a joke. Please don't come at me, I apologize. On to Dr. Zeno, and he's up to his usual high-tech shenanigans. Days go by and Senku demonstrates a little preview of the rocket fueled by India. Poop, sorry. They split into three teams. Zeno's team, who stays and works on the rocket engine, Tiger's team, who will return to Corn City to continue working on the reviving of humanity, and most importantly, Senku's team, who will move from country to country, gathering more resources. I mean, let's keep it a buck. If you're not on Senku's team, you are about to get 1 minute of screen time for the next 4 or so episodes. It's actually tragic. This might as well literally be a scene straight from One Piece. I don't even gotta explain why, bro. This is absolute peak performative aura farming from Senku, Suika, and Kawaku. Except Chrome. He's always selling somehow. Bro is in tears. I don't know why. Now, you know when you're watching an anime and nothing really crazy is going on, so you expect the episode to end on a chill vibe. Yeah, that was not the case here, because the crew suddenly gets a message from Y-Man stating, "Oh, you." Also, why they gotta do Y-Man like that? Like, I haven't watched all of it, so I don't know what happens, but I can guess Y-Man is probably gonna be some other kid genius like Senku, who's just playing around, you know, probably thinking it's all some sort of twisted, funny game that he's playing. Bro, what happened next was actually too funny. Francois did not waste no time to retaliate and send the message back. Of course, there's no response back, which is to no surprise. I can see that Y-Man has mastered the art of rage bait. The number one rule of rage baiting is that once you inflict your mental attack, the best thing to do is to stay silent and watch the chaos unfold. My bad, bro. I wasn't familiar with your game. I do have one question though, like, what exactly is going to go down once they get to the moon? Are they just gonna go in guns blazing like Stanley, or try a more peaceful talk no jutsu approach?
It's almost unbearable, isn't it? The feeling of being all alone. I I know that feeling.
They make it to Spain to find some materials for the rocket and spacesuit, while also looking for the ingredients used to make olive oil, because you know Francois's gotta have the best of the best ingredients to do her thing, and also because whatever Ryusui wants, he will do whatever it takes to acquire it. I low-key respect that mindset, which is something all of you guys should implement too. Always shoot for the moon, and even if you miss, you could land amongst the stars. Anyways, they free the local residents, and Francois starts cooking up some Gordon Ramsay rated dishes for everyone. They thank the whole gang for not trying to colonize them, and you know, it's a pretty wholesome moment until Gen tells them that they simply do not have the time. And I'm thinking, what did you mean by that? Bro tells them with a straight face that if they had the time to spare, they would conquer Spain easily. Ryusui decides to put them to work, and for some reason, I think the whole colonizing thing flew over their heads, and they're just overly happy to repay their kindness or something. I don't know. They acquire fluorite, which is what they've been searching for, and so the next city they decide to go is none other than India, the city of maths, also known as, you know what? Never mind. So Ryusui knows of this mathematical genius that's turned to stone somewhere over there, but it can take up to a year to get there. They do find an alternative way, but to get there, they have to get through a dam that's built up over the thousands of years that have passed. They destroy that dam with their mother rocket, and just like that, they are on their way to India to find that one and only genius that can calculate their trajectory to space. They may need face masks. So to get to space, the accuracy of all the calculations need to be 10 billion% on point. Otherwise, they could get lost along the way. So they arrive in India, they stock up on some ingredients to enjoy some Indian cuisine and get a very brief introduction about this mathematical genius named Sai. Somehow, Ryusui seems to know a lot about the guy, which sparks some curiosity amongst the rest. With the teamwork between Senku Science and Chelsea's geographical expertise, they find Sai in no time and free him, and I gotta say, whoever designed his appearance really did their thing. It's not ridiculous to say he's the best looking amongst everyone else by far. He thanks everyone present for saving him until he turns around and stares at Ryusui for a good minute. Now I'm thinking he probably got to process the whole thing, the whole situation, and they're about to hug. Maybe because they were the best of best friends back in the day, you know? But instead, Sai looks like he just seen a ghost and tries to run away at lightning speed. I guess they may not have had the brightest past. To be honest, like, are we supposed to be surprised? We are talking about Ryusui here. There's not really much to say on the topic. His character should say more than enough. So we learn that they are actually brothers. And I can't lie, I can't tell for certain whether they are actually related or not. Let's leave that up to the conspiracy theorists. We get a little backstory on Sai, and the dude was solving crazy equations in his head as a child. Even Ryusui as a toddler recognized his talents and wanted him all for himself. Genuinely wouldn't even be surprised if those were his first ever words. It seemed Sai was being overworked as a kid, and that just didn't sit right with me. You're supposed to let your kids explore the world, hang out with friends, and play games. Let them find their own passions in life. He got into the habit of hiding in the attic to play on his Nintendo Switch, which led him to find his true passion for coding. Through many errors and rigorous practice, he mastered the art of coding and became a genius. Well, he was, I guess. They find out about him coding a lot and playing a lot of games, and they decide to double his study time. What kind of parenting is this? I genuinely run away from home in a heartbeat. If you know, you know. Ryusui actually gives him very good advice, which is to follow orders and just do what they say so they back off his case. But he doesn't believe he can. Ryusui also wanted his help with a lot of things until Sai got so tired of it that he actually left home to India.
Look at this. Hey, look at this. The boy fired me with a piece of paper. That boy's gonna feel my belt when I get in here.
You gonna whoop him? He's grown.
What you say to me?
You can't whoop nobody, and if you don't like it, you can leave.
With no computers in the stone world, Sai believes he has no purpose and regrets being saved. However, because of his true love for coding, he gets past this very quickly and decides to simply write machine code. Now, you might not have any idea what I'm talking about when I say machine code, but trust me, as a computer science student, that is near impossible. Senku is beyond surprised and recognizes his pure talent and skills. He can program anything. Senku gets an idea and decides to create a stone world computer. Absolute cinema. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the video. It is a bit annoying that I have now finished the anime and clearly got some stuff wrong here and there, but that's life. We move on. If you want me to cover the rest of the last season, let me know in the comments. You are a go. If you watch until the end, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.